Hello and welcome back to Mountain Blade Warband and our 10th year anniversary series. Okay, I've been actually doing quite a bit off screen here, and we are now fighting against one of the khergit Khanate vassals, which I said that we would never do. Oh dear. Yeah, unfortunately this is a necessity. This fellow was just about to take the castle that I just captured. As I say, I've been doing a little bit off screen just to make sure that we are over and done with the siege towers in khergit Khanate territory, and in fact there were only siege towers Well, there's my horse gone. Yes, anyway, there were only siege towers remaining, hilariously enough, so I basically just finished those up, and now the khergits do not have any fiefs remaining. Now let me tell you, the previous siege that I did just now, which was Ahun Castle, by the way, seems to be a bit of a harsh one. So recommended if you're going to play, if you're going to play Warband at any point, Ahun Castle, definitely something that takes a while. It was not the most fun, let's just say that, but yeah. Anyway, apart from the fact that we had to wait a pretty significant amount of time for the siege tower to actually reach the walls to begin with, the other thing that happens is that your units get into a bottleneck situation very, very early on, and as a result, you pretty much can't do anything yourself. It's very difficult to order your units around as well, because it's extremely tightly spaced. There's a very narrow corridor along the battlements, and well, if the enemy wants to come out, they have to enter a bottleneck themselves, and it's basically one unit fighting one unit at a time. If you're lucky, you're going to get a couple of extra hits in here and there, because that's just how things go. Maybe you're going to get some good angles if you yourself are actually able to get up and, be kind of close to the enemy, but most of the time I had an absolutely awful experience in that particular siege, so it's definitely recommended to be a little bit more patient in that regard. Obviously if you're expecting it to be a bit time-consuming when you first go in, then you're not going to really have any surprises at all. But for me, I thought, hey, you know what, this is not going to be that bad, and then it ended up taking me about 15 minutes. Yeah. 15 minutes for one siege. Yeah, that's the kind of thing that we don't really want. It's actually kind of hilarious how the khergits do seem to have those. I mean, that's the thing. No, that's not strictly true, because we've had quite a casual time of things when it comes to actually besieging their fiefs. But when it comes to actual field battles, oh, don't even get me started. We know how much they can delay just by having their horse archers run around and, well, basically be the most mobile characters in the game. So it is making things a little bit more, well, lengthy, I suppose you could call it, but whatever the case, there we go, we're done. That was actually not that bad, right? That took me about, what, a minute and a half, 2 minutes, or something like that? I really have no idea, so it's not that bad, but obviously we would have probably defeated whoever else much, much faster. But, that's just how it goes sometimes. Anyway, we're just going to be taking a couple of units there. Unfortunately, my cursor is now lame, so, oh dear, I do not have another one. Oh, that is actually very bad. I thought I had another one in my inventory, but apparently I didn't. Oh dear. All right. Yeah, we'll just use a sumpter horse for the moment. Wow, that's quite the downgrade, isn't it? Okay, let me just go on over to Nara real fast. A bunch of khergits are already leaving the Khanate, so that's pretty good. And there we go. We actually already found a horse, so that's actually pretty nice. And I'm actually going to just sell this. We're just going to keep these. Sell that as well. We're not going to be using them after all, and it just slows us down otherwise if you have more than 6. And we're just going to go into the tavern here, and we're just going to see, Matheld, there's a ransom broker. Nah. I don't really have anyone that I particularly need to sell or anything. Yeah, so the Sarranids have been a little bit aggressive against the Khergits, but thankfully they haven't really done much. So after the previous episode, we were at Wurcheg, of course. I accepted all those vassals. I swung all the way down to RHODOK Castle. Again, a siege tower, as you know. And then I went on to Malayoke Castle. And that's again another siege tower. And then Ohun Castle, I thought to myself, oh, maybe I'll get a break, you know, maybe it's a siege no, it's a siege tower again. So yes, thankfully you missed all of that, because that would have been, yeah, that would have been a big time sink right there. But thankfully that is now all done. Isn't Ohun Castle, no, it's not under siege any further. Yeah, as you can see, it's completely finished. Okay, yeah, so Khergits are probably going to end up leaving the faction quite soon, or we can only hope that they will do that. There we go, they're now starting to... Oh no, that's Swadia. Yeah, a couple of people leaving from the Khanate as well. And they are actually joining us, I think. Yeah, they're actually joining us, so that's good. And the problem is, if they join the Sarranids... Oh, a couple of them are joining the Sarranids, but some of them are joining us, so that's fantastic. And as I said before, we were basically just going to swing around and attack the RHODOKS straight away. There doesn't seem to be any reason to delay, right? I don't think so, at least. Because here's the thing, what we're going to have is a bit of an issue. Yeah, a bit of an issue is going to arise now, where we are now in a situation where the sharpshooter population in these RHODOK fiefs is reaching deadly levels, or at least it should be at this point, unless we crippled them so heavily earlier on in the series that maybe they were not able to recover adequately enough. But as it is with Warband, I'm gonna say that's a little bit iffy. Maybe they're gonna be able to, maybe they won't be able to. Whatever the case, let's just take a quick look at jelkala, because of course that is the one place that I would like to take instantly. And it seems as though, yeah, they didn't. Okay, they actually didn't. They did not upgrade any of their forces into sharpshooters, which is actually perfect. However, the problem is, it doesn't actually matter for them. They can use any level of crossbowmen and be very deadly indeed. Anyway, we're just going to go straight up and attack these farmers. Boom, done. And now we can just go straight on in to jelkala without having to go to our emissary or anything like that. And now we are at war against the RHODOKS. Hopefully the Khergits are not going to be able to make a quick land grab in some way or another. I'm very much hoping that they won't be able to do that. If they are able to do that, then they're of course going to be sticking around for a little bit longer, but I can only hope that some of my forces might actually pull their weight a bit, and maybe we'll just take something back, because I have basically been doing everything so far with these 3 castles that I've just taken. And I think I did see Lord Nadar, he actually did call for a campaign, which was very nice. I very much enjoy seeing the AI do that kind of thing. Hopefully I'm not going to get killed on the way up the ladder. That would be absolutely embarrassing. But yes, no, it seems like we're actually fine here. Can I actually survive? I might be able to. I'm a bit worried about the crossbowmen, you see. As you might expect, I am going to be extremely worried about the crossbowmen. They're going to do so much damage if they hit me in the face. They already have hit me in the face multiple times, actually, so probably a good idea to... Ooh, there we go, nice little sidestep. I'm not sure whether he was actually attempting to attack me, but whatever the case, it's good to sidestep just as a precaution, You never know, Anyway, ooh, this might be problematic. Hello. Okay, I kind of want to eliminate the crossbowmen. I feel like they are more dangerous than the spearmen, so I'm actually just going to go straight on up here. I'm probably going to get shot, possibly. No, they're not focusing on me. Okay, that's maybe a bit of a mistake on their part, but I don't really care because I'm alive. I am alive. That is all that really needs to be celebrated at the moment, and hopefully we will remain that way going forward here. There we go. Not too bad. If I can just continue killing enemies. I mean, you can see here they basically were unable to recover in the time that it took for us to sweep across 2 different factions. I mean, that's the thing. They did recover, but they obviously don't have the resources capable of upgrading their units any further. That's the point. They have improved some of the crossbowmen into veterans, but they might have been dedicating a lot of those resources into upgrading their spearmen instead. And as is the case, that's probably not the best idea, is it? No, it's probably not the best idea, because then you're going to be in a situation where you just have a bunch of veteran spearmen standing in the garrison, not really being that effective, because as we know, spearmen are not that effective in siege defenses, just generally because they're going to be pokey and they're not really going to do much more. But yeah, I can only be thankful that that is indeed the case, because that means that maybe the other RHODOK fiefs are not going to have any sharpshooters either, but I think there's one castle or two castles that I didn't take before, and they may very well have a bunch of sharpshooters inside the garrisons there. So I'm going to have to be a bit careful there, but hopefully jelkala will fall before us relatively soon, and then we will be able to move on and see what's going on there. I'm basically going to ignore most of the vassals. I found that ignoring vassals is probably a pretty decent strategy to have, at least when you are on a besieging spree, because the best thing you can do is pretty much, if the vassals are of course not that strong, you know, if they're running around with about 40 or so units, they don't really pose that much of a threat to you, and you can pretty much just let them try and take something, and if they do take it, then you can take it back with an easy surrender. You know, a threat of taking it, and then you can get their surrender, you know, that thing. So that's nice and easy. However, if there's a large force, that's where things get a little bit more complicated, and in that sense, you're going to have to be very, very careful, because if they have a large force of, I don't know, 300, 400 units, they are very easily going to be able to slap around 100, 120, 140 units in the garrison almost instantly, and then as a result, you're going to have to fight through that again, and they're going to have massive amounts of vassals inside the garrison too. So that's of course going to make a huge difference to your effectiveness. But that's just from what I've observed. Maybe it's going to be different for you, maybe it's not, I don't know, but yeah, that's what I've observed. Anyway, I'm actually just going to be swapping these trained footmen for these Nord warriors. There are a bunch of high tier units in here, for example, the Vagian marksman, as well as the Swadian man-at-arms. I might actually swap around the horsemen here, and one mercenary cavalry for these two Swadian man-at-arms, because they are inevitably going to become Swadian knights, if they survive, that is. Ooh, hello there. Maybe a new crossbow. Never mind. I was thinking maybe a new crossbow for me, but no, that doesn't seem to be the case. However, I might be able to give this, not this town, that is. I might be able to give this crossbow to Jeremus. Maybe he can actually use it. I don't think he can. I don't think he has 9 in strength, right? No, he doesn't have 9 in strength. Oh, well, that's very sad, isn't it? Okay, so here's the thing, yeah? I think I've seen a comment, I think it was someone telling me that I should take a major town for myself. Alright, okay. Here's the main reason why I'm not doing that. So far, I am having a, well, I am actually getting rents from Wurcheg. I'm not sure why it's not showing that. And I am also getting rents from Ruvar and Odasan. I don't know why I'm not getting that shown on the weekly budget, but whatever the case, I am getting that, and as a result, I feel like I don't really need an additional town. You can see how much money I have already. I have 147,000. Even if this were to be my wages for the remainder of the entire game, I would have enough money to be able to survive. That's all I really want to do. I just want to survive until the very end of the Saranids. So that's basically the reason why I'm not taking any additional towns, because on top of the fact that I would have to garrison it, don't even get me started on garrisoning it. I'm never going to be able to do that very easily, because I just have very few units in this area. I'm not going to be able to recruit very easily either. Yeah, so that's the reason, okay? That is the only reason. If I wanted to, yeah, then I'm happy. I'm happy to take that kind of stuff. Okay, so there's a very large force of enemies attempting to take jelkala back, which, again, as I've said, probably not the best idea for me to allow them to do that, but I'm going to head into Abdella's castle first, because this is a siege tower. I want to get this out the way. I'd much rather attack jelkala, because it seems to be a pretty easy siege, It's got siege ladder. Obviously, sometimes that makes it worse. Let's face it. Sometimes a siege ladder does make it worse. But in jelkala's case, it feels easy. Feels simple to get onto the battlements, and it's just a case of me staying alive. Me staying alive is definitely one of those things that you kind of need to do to achieve victory, because otherwise it's just going to be an auto fail. So yeah. Anyway, yeah. So me garrisoning towns and things like that. That is one of the major reasons that I don't want to take any other towns, because while the money would be amazing, don't get me wrong, the money would be great, it just doesn't make any sense because we have a lot of money at the moment. If I needed money, I would definitely be taking that town, and it's a great suggestion to have. I mean, obviously if I wanted to play this a little bit slower, a little bit more of a slow pace, then yeah, by all means, then I would definitely do that. But I'm not hurting for money at the moment, and I am a little bit strict on time as well, because RHODOKS, yeah, I just don't want to let them continue to build up forces. They've already built up a pretty significant force in Ebdelez, as you can quite clearly see. We're maybe going to have some pretty big issues here, because these guys, they are fiendish. They are absolutely fiendish. So I am going to be in a bit of trouble. Well, I gotta say, this feels pretty dangerous, and I'm not entirely sure whether we're even going to be able to get into the walls. Yeah, the crossbowmen have been tearing us apart, pretty literally, and it's not looking good. It is not looking good right now. As you can see, many of my Huskars are literally just getting straight up to the battlements here, and then just being picked apart by the spearmen. And that's the thing, the spearmen are not even doing good damage. They're not even doing good damage. I mean, generally, yeah, sure, they'll do some damage, of course, but they're definitely not going to do as much damage as they need to eliminate a Huskar. And that's the point. The crossbowmen have had, I think it's, how long has it been actually? I'm sorry, I don't actually know, but I think it's been about 5 minutes, maybe even longer than that. And I've been moving the siege tower to the wall in that time, and I've also been shooting with my own crossbow, and the amount of times where I've seen a crossbowman eliminate one of my forces just purely for the fact that there are so many vulnerable areas for the crossbowman to hit from, it's really a testament to this particular layout. It is very, very good for the defenders. And I'm already receiving reinforcements. I've never received reinforcements, well, very rarely, shall we say, in a siege that is as small as this one, because obviously the garrison is not even significant. You know, the garrison is only 187 here. So, all things considered, this should be pretty simple. But no, it is much, much more difficult than it lets on. And this is a siege tower. That just goes to show, you know, I was saying before, oh yeah, siege tower's not that bad, you know, as long as you can get the siege tower to the walls and everything. But yeah, these are the kinds of siege towers that you just really do not want to get yourself embroiled in multiple times per campaign, that's for sure. So if you see Ibdelez Castle under siege, try to defend it, because you don't want to take it back, that's for sure. You really do not want to go into another offensive situation in this siege. It is awful. Very, very bad. I'm going to rate this 1 out of 10, that is for sure, for the offense. Wow, okay, yeah, whoa, okay, they've got a lot of veteran spearmen. What is actually going on here with my forces? What are you doing, guys? What are you actually doing? I'm not entirely sure what they're doing, because it seems like they're just running around randomly, not really going to where we need them to be, which is toward the archers, of course. And then when they do go towards the archers, they decide to face their backs towards them. Yes, that kind of thing happens quite often. Oh well, never mind. Okay, we are now upon the archers, so we should be absolutely fine. As I said, there's only 187 here, but imagine if they had more. Imagine if they had 300 here. Ooh, that would be an absolute nightmare. I'm actually thinking maybe this is even worse than Almera Castle. I don't know. Is it? Well, we're going to get to Almera Castle when we declare war against the Saranids, so that is going to be upon us relatively soon, and I will definitely show that on screen. But I'm not looking forward to it. I'm not looking forward to it in the least. Anyway, we did end up losing a lot of units in this particular siege, but that's okay. That's actually fine, because there's a lot of prisoners to be able to rescue here, and that's obviously the main reason why I wasn't really too worried about the whole thing. But you know, it's one of those things. If you can see that there's a lot of rescued prisoners, then you don't really have to worry so much. But imagine if you don't have any rescued prisoners, then you're going to be in a tough spot. So yeah, that's a little bit problematic. Anyway, we've taken this. I'm just going to defer appointment of a lord. Basically, I'm going to be deferring appointment of a lord pretty much all the time from now on, mostly due to the fact that we do not want to increase the chances of any of the new vassals from leaving us. Because here's the thing, if I obviously provide a fief to one of my other vassals, every single person that has a problem with that vassal is going to lose a relation unless they have an upstanding personality. As far as I'm aware, upstanding is the best personality. Could be wrong about that. There are a number of good personalities, and I think upstanding is definitely one of them. Anyway, we do have King Graveth here. Is he actually gonna... Huh. Well, I certainly wasn't expecting, yeah, I definitely, I definitely wasn't expecting that. Not in a million years. Garmal hates us, apparently. He really wanted to murder us so badly. Oh, well, never mind. Okay, let's see if I can do the strategy, okay? The strategy is to eliminate 5 or 10 enemies. Gonna go for 10. If I can. There's a caravan guard. There's 3. There we go. Can we get some more, please? There we are. There's 4. There's 5. Destroyed that guy's shield, but we're not actually going to be fighting. There's 6. There's 7. Can we get another couple? As I say, I'm not entirely sure on the whole calculation on this, so I'm basically just going for... that's 9. I'm just going for the approximation here. Just going for the approximation. Please don't shoot me. Me going, oh, please don't shoot me. No, please don't shoot me. Okay, yeah, this is a little bit worrying. Okay, let me just try and get this guy. There we go. All right, perfect. Now, hopefully these fellows are not going to charge at me. No, they're not. Okay, so now we can hopefully leave. We cannot. I should have gone for 15 kills. This is the reason why you have tactics as well, by the way. Leveling up tactics. No. Tactics. Yes. If you level up tactics, then you're going to be able to pull back relatively... you should be, at least, be able to pull back relatively easily. But yeah, I have a lot of damage taken now. Ooh. Should I just pull back? I'm going to lose a lot of units. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna pull back. How many? Ooh, okay, that's real bad. Okay, we're gonna do it just purely so I can get inside here. There we go. Okay, we're inside. Now I can actually take some people from the garrison if I want to. But how many? Oh, I lost so many Huskarls. Yeah, see, now this is exactly what I'm talking about. These kinds of things can happen at a moment's notice, and then all of a sudden, everything is turned on its head. And you're thinking to yourself, how did this happen? Well, it's because I'm kind of stupid, I guess. But yeah. Anyway, let's see what happens here. Oh, they're actually going in. Okay, they're actually going in. We have 94 against 635. You know what? I should have just left this. I should have just left the siege. I really should have just left the siege like my strategy dictated a long time ago. I should have just thought to myself, yeah, you know what? You can take it. No worries. You can just take it. Obviously, jelkala is not exactly the hardest thing for anyone to take. So this is going to be super easy for anyone to come up here and deal with us. As you can see, this guy is absolutely massacring me right now. Okay. It would help if I was actually full HP. But of course, I'm not full HP because I was in that battle like an imbecile. But, okay. Well, yeah, there we go. Oh well, never mind. We were on top of the world, basically, and now we're not. Now we're underneath it. Oh yes. And the world is King Graveth and his vassals. That is, that's what's going on here. Oh dear. Okay, well, I can only try, okay? I can only try, and we can see if I can maybe do something here. Obviously, I'm going to probably be able to defend reasonably well, but I have to be a bit careful of the various vassals that are going to be coming up here, because of course they are going to have higher skills, and they're going to be able to pay the bills. Yes, indeed. They are paying the bills, in fact, quite often. Okay, wait a minute. These guys are literally just killing their own forces by standing here trying to shoot with their crossbows, which I'm not going to say is a bad thing, because I'm perfectly happy with them doing this. Oh, just took some damage from this guy. That is not very good. Didn't see him. I actually wonder whether I'm going to get first aid. I think I will get some first aid if I die. Maybe? I'm actually not entirely sure. It's not been that long, so I might not even get first aid, since my the first aid kind of activated. You know what I mean? I think there's a limited amount that can actually heal you in a particular day, so it would be fantastic if we could not die. But of course that is going to be very, very difficult for us to maintain, considering I don't have that much HP to begin with. And these guys are all trying to take little cheap shots at me. Okay, here we go. We should be fine though. If we can just stand here and just kind of crop out of this little area, just kind of... Didn't even see that guy. Alright, didn't even see that guy. And let's see... Oh, we can actually join. Ooh, okay. Now there's only 50... Why is there only 57? Why is there only 57? Okay, this is real bad. I mean, really, I don't actually think we're going to achieve victory here. This is probably going to be a defeat. Yeah, this is probably going to be a defeat, and you wouldn't have expected it, would you? But this is what I'm talking about, you see. This is what I'm talking about. Not just me, of course, but if you... I mean, this happens to me quite often, let's face it, you know. If I get overconfident, this is the kind of thing that can happen. As I've said before, overconfidence is an absolute killer, especially for me. And this kind of thing has now happened. And I can't do much about it, of course. I can't do much about it. So we're just going to have to deal with it the best we can. I will try to maybe stay a little bit further back than I was before. And then maybe just kind of let forces pour in a bit more and then do some damage. And then just try to maintain my HP as much as possible. But yeah, you see that guy? He was literally just gunning for me as soon as he got onto the battlements, and it was very difficult for me to defend myself in that split second that he decided on that. But yeah, that's the... Yeah, also that. Also that. Alright, yeah, we're basically done. Oh, actually... No, yeah, I mean, we are basically done. There's nothing I can do. Even if I am joining this fight, there is nothing I can do. There are way too many enemies for us to deal with, as you can see right here. If I had a full strength army, I'd probably be able to do this without any issue, but I should have just allowed the town to just get taken. That would have been the easiest course of action. I would have been able to restore my own HP, restore my forces' HP, and then make everything much better for us. But unfortunately, I am a bit of an imbecile, and I decided that I would try to get into the garrison, and as a result, one of those vassals, one of the quicker ones, he only had 30 units, by the way, he decided to attack me, and that has now caused, well, not irreparable damage, but it has definitely caused more damage than I would have liked. That's for sure. But yeah, okay. You know what I wish? I wish there was a way for me to actually regenerate my health. That would be absolutely fantastic, but no, there is no way for me to do that, unfortunately. There we go. All right, so I have just been taken prisoner. They stole my book? Are you serious that you stole my book? Okay. Well, yeah, that's hilarious and a half, isn't it? Yeah, that's actually very funny. Are you gonna try and attack me now, actually, by the way? Do they actually attack people that have just been released from prison? Because I know that Bannerlord AI does that. So hopefully... No, they don't. Look at that. See, they're actually honorable. Bannerlord AI, not so much. Alright, here we go. Yeah, so there's 71 there. We should be able to take that back without too many issues. Let's just hope that my forces... Look, we've got Nadar. Look, there's Nadar and there's Aodin. Oh, yeah. There we go. Hopefully they're actually going to be able to do something and help us out quite a lot. Oh, this guy's going to get defeated in just a second. That's kind of sad. You know what would be really nice, though? I would love to be able to actually take units out of the garrison of friendly fiefs. Obviously, that's not going to happen at any point. It doesn't even happen in Bannerlord, but yeah, that would be fantastic. That would actually be really, really nice, because then I would have some units straight away. I could basically go in here, just pull out some units, and then be like, oh yeah, look at me. Okay, I'm all right, you know? I'm not going to get preyed upon by a massive amount of units along the way back to Wurcheg and things, because obviously that is my one and only fief. But what I will actually do is I'm going to move around Swadian territory, and I'm just going to basically try to recruit as many Swadians as I can, and then I'm just going to grind on some Sea Raiders and things like that just to get them leveled up relatively quickly, hopefully. And then from there we will be heading back down. But obviously the RHODOK war is, I think, pretty much sealed. I don't think we need to worry about it too much, but the one thing we need to worry about are of course the Sarranids, and hopefully in the time that it takes me to level up all of my Swadians and maybe some Nord units as well, then Jeremus, Marnid, and Borcha will have returned to our party as well. Anyway, I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.